the other way is Jack Burton, and Carolina has a touchdown.
So they're like, oh, well, we need real players. Oh, okay. So, you need a quarterback? Sure.
Another opportunity, spins out of a sack, throws it to the back of the end zone. He's got his man. Touchdown, New Orleans.
He's gone. 30. He's gone, baby. My goodness. Somebody cool off that man's feet because they're on fire.
This is going to explode big time.
The SFL Network on Twitch welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
And welcome SFL Nation to County Stadium in New Orleans, Louisiana, the site of today's Week 13 matchup between two teams who wants to end their season on a high note. It's the St. Louis Gladiators versus the New Orleans Sparrows. With Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters, this is T-Roy Gaines. And my partner today is the great wide receiver from Queen City, who also just subbed with Twitch Prime. And thank you for that, Steven. That's Steven Hacker. Welcome, Steven. How's everything going today?
Oh, everything's just great. Excited for this matchup between two and 9 teams. I think it's really going to come down to the defense and the running backs. New Orleans coming into this game has given up 141 yards a game on the ground, and St. Louis has given up 111. So I really think that Logan Jack and Diesel Dawson are going to be the key to this game.
What are your keys for their defense to stop those two running backs?
Well, I think it's really going to come down to the front seven. Everybody knows that St. Louis has a good secondary. New Orleans has good secondary as well. Spearheaded by Tank Bennett, who's near the top in tackles in the SFL.
And it's game time, everybody. Kickoff is coming up next between two teams who are playing for pride and getting ready to make some noise in Season 14. We'll get started in a moment. Both teams are currently 2-9. New Orleans, unfortunately, is going through a 6-game losing streak. They like to put an end to that today, as they will get the ball first, wearing their all grays with purple trim. St. Louis is gold helmets, white jerseys, gray pants with green trim as they kick it off. And we are underway here in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough day on the commentators with these jersey combinations.
That is true, but we'll power through. But that is true. Aaron Arrington is the returner. He takes it to the New Orleans 28-yard line. Let's go over their star players on offense. At quarterback is Xander Gold. Running back Logan Jack, who had over 100 yards last week. Wide receivers are John Jameson, number 11, Matt Wolf, number 13, Deezer Powell, number 17, and the tight end is number 87, Yassine Clifton. I formation for the Pharaohs, first down 10 at their own 28. Jack looks and throws over the middle, and it's caught for a first down, New Orleans. And catch is made. I'm trying to make out that number. I think that is Matt Wolf, his first reception of the game.
Yeah, great coverage by the linebacker there. William McDutch was in position, but Wolf, with the experience, stuck his hands out there and made a nice grab on the first play of the game.
And it's now first and 10 at the 38. Single back formation for New Orleans. Xander Ghost drops back to pass and fires it, and it's caught for an 8-yard gain. Pass is completed to Yassine Clifton.
Yeah, trusted target. Recent addition to this squad, but has felt comfortable with Xander Gold, and a nice tackle made at the end by Ethan Kai.
And Yassine Clifton is the 4-season vet, formerly from Houston, Alaska. Handoff is to Logan Jack, who breaks the first tackle. Nice spin move, and was able to move those chains. First down 10 for New Orleans. Tackle made by a horde of Gladiators, including Shane Masters.
Yeah, kind of disappointing there on the St. Louis side. You had bodies there to make the play, and Logan Jack just broke a tackle and got the first down.
Yeah, he was.
These defenses, they got to slow down the run, T-Roy. They got to slow down the run.
Look like they're getting ready to do that as Logan Jack gets the handoff. He runs to his left, gets 5 yards before he gets met by a couple of Gladiators, and he was able to take it to the 40-yard line. It's now 2nd and 2.
Yeah, Ethan Kai coming up again from the secondary to make a play, but not after a good game by Logan Jack.
And you see Shane Masters trying to get himself ready to make a big play here on 2nd and 2. See if they can stop Logan Jack on this play if he gets the ball. Offset I, hand off to Jack, goes up the middle.
Ooh.
Nice hurdle. Gave up his back, though, but he was able to get the first down. Tackle was made by Ethan Kai again.
Did you see that work in the trenches by Shane Masters? Absolutely throttled the center, but Logan Jack just ran right past him, and it's just great work in the trenches, man. That was what caught my eye on that play.
Yeah, Masters was able to get the center to fall down on his back, but Logan Jack had the nice wherewithal to avoid that and get the first, which is 1st and 10 on St. Louis's 37. Jack gets the ball once again, and this time just for 2. Let's talk about the defense of St. Louis before I forget about it. That is the defensive tackle, Shane Masters. The defensive ends are Matty Flynn and Mar Rivers, the first pick of last season's draft. Linebackers, William McDuff III, J.J. Tiger are the outside linebackers. Corners are Drew Riley and Colin Douglas. We'll get the safeties in the second after this play. Jack fires it over the middle. It's caught for a first down. And that is John Jameson, the Week 7 signee, who makes his first catch in the game. And he went from couch to field and made an impact right there.
And good recognition by Xander Gold. Got the ball out of his hands, let his receiver make a play. Move the chains for the Pharaohs. And it's getting closer to the red zone now.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 23 of St. Louis. Xander drops back and fires it to Jack, who's lucky that wasn't picked off. Instead, that'll be a tackle for loss. The guy who had a chance to pick it off is the backup defensive end, Carl Forgy.
Yeah, and he just kind of split out there, saw that they were looking to screen past the Jack, and almost just didn't have quite the awareness to see the ball was coming, but good play made in the backfield by him. Could have had an interception.
Yeah, could have had an interception and could have gave his team great field position. Before I forget, the free safeties are Freeman Peltier and Marcus Reed. The strong safeties, Ethan Kai. That's the defensive stars for St. Louis. It's now 2nd and 13 after that 3-yard loss. Jack gets it. It'll be a stretch play to the left, and he gets stopped right away by Marcus Reed. Logan Jack, after those 2 carries, now averaging 3.2 yards after a strong start.
Yeah, Peltier came down and made a nice play there. 3.2 yards per carry early for Logan Jack. I like that from the Pharaohs side. But again, the defenses need to slow down the running backs, and giving up 3.2 early is not great. That's not where I'd want to be.
It's 3rd down 11 for New Orleans. Xander Gold fires it, and it's caught for a first down. They'll move the chains once again. Pass looks like it's completed to Matt Wolf.
And Xander Gold really seems to be in rhythm here early. He's picked up 3. I think that's the 3rd first down that they picked up through the air, and he's looking really confident here today.
And let me get that name right. It's actually Deezer Powell who made that catch, helped move the chains, and it's now 1st and 10 at the 11 of St. Louis. This will be a delay handoff. And it's a fumble by Logan Jack. And it looks like, I think Mar Rivers may have picked up the fumble there.
Yeah, we'll wait to see what the refs rule it, but that was actually L.J. Jackson giving Logan Jack a breather, comes in with his first carry of the game and fumbles. Mar Rivers actually caused the fumble, stripped the ball out, and it does appear to be St. Louis ball.
Well, great job by the first pick of this past season's draft, causing the fumble on Sweet Pete Kissinger. I'm sorry, not Sweet Pete Kissinger. I take that back. That's L.J. Jackson. You just said that. 1st and 10 for St. Louis at their own 12.
Too much, T-Roy.
Yes, I did. We were talking about that during the break. And we got first down by, I want to make sure that is Nick Finch, the 6'2", 210-pounder. Great pass by Noah Johns.
Yeah, Nick Finch, 4 seasons now with St. Louis, has just really worked on his route tree. He's expanded and worked hard every year, every season, and is getting better. And it's shown here this season, especially here the last couple of games.
And they got trips formation to Johns' left, single back in the backfield. That's Dawson who gets this toss pass. He'll get close to the first down, 8-yard gain. And Steven, there's nobody surrounding him. That has allowed Dawson to get 8 yards on that one.
Yeah, and a guy like Diesel Dawson, if you let him get up ahead of steam, he's really tough to bring down. So the Pharaohs need to put somebody out in the flats to kind of slow him down.
Yeah, somebody should be spying on Dawson, who had 166 yards rushing last week in the win. And they do just that on that play. Great tackle. Looks like that with the number 28 of New Orleans. That is Roman Hood, who makes his first tackle.
It's a big cornerback, 6'3", 190. Big, tall cornerback out there.
Yeah, he got lower than Dawson. You need to if he weighs 190 while Dawson's in the 230s. 3rd down and 1. Dawson gets the handoff, converts that first down. Easy. Very easy. O-line gave him the room needed to get that first down, and the chains moved, Steven.
Yeah, and the work up front by the Gladiators offensive line really produced that first down. But here you see it. It was a 3rd and short, and they needed the yards, and they went with the run. And I think that's the key to success for the Gladiators here today. Keep running the ball.
And they're going to do just that. Dawson gets the carry, gets stuffed shortly after getting 3 yards. And I believe tackle was made by Tank Bennett, the strong safety. Let's talk about the offensive stars for St. Louis. Quarterback is Noah Johns. Running back is Diesel Dawson. Fullback Don Billingsley. Wide receivers, Nick Bench, Badir Ajalani, Kevin Flynn, Reed Mitchell. Tight ends, Cody Scott. 2nd and 7 for St. Louis. Johns drops back to pass and fires one-on-one situation, and that's the ill-advised pass. We got a pick 6 opportunity right here. Can he catch it? No, he won't. He's going to take it to the house. Touchdown, New Orleans. They get on the board first. Great play by Roman Hood, who's able to take it to the house.
My goodness, the big fella jumps up, takes the ball away from the receiver. That's mine. Turns around and gets the fire call. Everybody goes to block, and he just takes off to the races. Just an amazing play here early, and gives New Orleans the lead.
Roman Hood just said, "Catch me stealing," and St. Louis wasn't able to catch him as he took it to the house for 6. Great job by the New Orleans Pharaohs defense, helping their team get on the board as they try to end their 6-game losing streak here, unfortunately, that they went through. And Overteen Jenkins is back to make the extra point attempt for New Orleans. The kick is up, and it's good. With 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first quarter, New Orleans have a 7-0 lead over St. Louis. And great job by their defense after giving up the fumble on the previous drive. And that was just a bad pass. It looked like Roman Hood was the intended receiver on that one, Steven, instead of the St. Louis Gladiator.
Yeah, and I want to go back to the turnovers. You and I were talking in prep before the game about, maybe Xander Gold doesn't necessarily have to play a perfect game. He can maybe afford a turnover or 2. But I was kind of saying, I thought Noah Johns needed to play pretty well today and try to limit the turnovers. So to give up a pick 6, I know your defense created the fumble, but, Johns needs to play pretty well here today if St. Louis wants to be in this game.
And we'll see if he can bounce back off of that ill-advised pass. Freeman Peltier was able to take it to the 34-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for St. Louis. And there's a pass over the middle, and it's caught for a first down. And that's a way to get your confidence back, a pass to the tight end, Cody Scott.
Yeah, sure-handed target. 5-season vet. This guy is a great option if you're going to throw the ball. I like that they're looking kind of intermediate routes right there, building off the running game. So using draws and stretch plays as well as screens to the running back to kind of set up the next level. And then maybe past an intermediate will open up something deep for the Gladiator.
We'll see if that happens now. It's 1st and 10 at St. Louis's own 45-yard line. offset I. It'll be inside handoff to the fullback, Don Bensley. He gets 2 yards on that carry. Stopped by Smith.
Week 11 signing, 6'5", 275. That's a big boy.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get in front of that Mack truck once he gets started. Looks like we got Billingsley and Dawson in the backfield. 2nd down, 8. Johns drop backs the pass. Almost got sacked, but fires it over the middle, and it's caught for a 6-yard gain. Ajelani with the reception.
Yeah, Ajelani on a crossing route. And good job by John staying composed. There was pressure in his face. He just stepped up, made a nice throw. A 3rd and manageable. They can do a multitude of things here. They can run play action, they can hand off, or they can take a shot downfield.
We'll see what they decide to do here on 3rd and 1.
Oh,
And that's going to be a free play. And Dawson just got the 1st down, but they're going to accept the penalty for offsides. We'll see what Ref 62 says is automatic.
Neutral zone infraction, number 99, defense.
got to stay disciplined on a 3rd and 1. I mean, who knows? If you hadn't jumped, maybe you could have stopped them there, but you just gave them a free 1st down.
And unfortunately, that's the first time we call Ray West's name is on a penalty. The former Dallas Lobo, who their team's now in Seattle, who committed the infraction. 5-yard penalty makes it a 1st down and 10 for St. Louis and New Orleans 42-yard line. And Johns throws the out route, and it's complete. He's able to get 2 more yards after the catch, and that is by Deer Ajelani once again.
Yeah, 2nd reception now, and looks like the Gladiators are trying to work into a rhythm here.
Yeah, this drive has been a passing-dominated drive so far, with the Dawson getting the carry there for the 1st down earlier, but of course that was aided by the penalty. But it's been a predominantly passing drive so far. 2nd and 4 with the offset I. And Dawson will get the ball this time. He has plenty of room to run. Great job on the tackle, but it looked like Dawson had a chance to take it to the house for 6, but he's able to take it to the New Orleans 19 for another 1st down.
And keep feeding this guy the ball. He's looking good. He's looking strong here early. Keep chipping away at this New Orleans defense.
Tank Bennett with the touchdown saving tackle there. Notice in the chat we got SportsFan39, which is right now 5:53 a.m. where he's at. Well, thank you for tuning in so early in the morning to watch this game. As John's able to complete another pass for a 3-yard gain. Pass is caught by number 86. That is Jacob Swami, the 6-foot, 180-pounder.
Rise and shine. 5:53 in the morning.
See, he's a loyal fan to be able to get up that early. I was knocked out 5:53 in my time.
Great way to start the day, though.
Yes, it is. 2nd down, 7. Plenty of time. Johnson decided to dump it off to his halfback, Dawson, who's able to break the 1st tackle. Couldn't stay in bounds, however, but he makes it a 3rd and 4.
A rare missed tackle. That was LaVon Irvine that missed that tackle. Interesting. And had room to run in front of him, but unfortunately stepped out of bounds after breaking the tackle.
Yeah, and LeVon Irvine actually had the weight advantage. He's at 245 while Dawson's at 235, but Dawson had the power to break through. It's 3rd and 4. And he's going to pass to the end zone, and it's picked off! What a catch! And that is Aaron Arrington who makes his 1st interception of the game. That's the 2nd by Noah Johns at the worst time.
Yeah, and just slipped on his route was Nick Finch. I think the stumble cost him position on the route and allowed Aaron Arrington to jump in front and make a huge play for the Pharaohs defense. And Noah Johns now with 2 interceptions in the 1st quarter.
And that's the end of the 1st quarter with New Orleans defense coming through big time, helping their team have the 7-0 lead over St. Louis. We'll be back after this. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. And today, Simulation Football League broadcast on Twitch is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library and Custom Music House, and brought to you part by Fuel, Beyond Imagination. Visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today. By Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL, and by MediaTek Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. Aerial Shots of New Orleans is brought to you by AirViews, United by Drone. Please visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. And we're back. New Orleans got another interception, this time by Aaron Arrington. Gives them the ball at their own 20-yard line as we start the second quarter. Xander Gold dumps it off to Logan Jack, who, in spite of the fact there was two Gladiators ready to meet him, was able to get 3 yards on that reception.
Yeah, made something out of nothing. Had Shane Masters and looked like JJ Tiger hunting him down. And just made something out of nothing. Great job by Logan Jack there.
And now 2nd and 3. 2nd and 7. That was a 3-yard gain. Ball at New Orleans 23. And Go fires over the middle. And that should have been picked off. Unfortunately, William McDutch III, the Week 9 signing, was able to make the pat down, but unfortunately didn't make the INT.
Yeah, and it's a little unfortunate, but you'll have plenty of opportunities in the future. But your team really would have benefited from an interception there.
Yeah, he had a chance to take it to the house and return the favor with a pick six of his own. It will be 3rd down 3 as you see Xander Gold's making some changes at the line. Trips formation to his right. Single receiver at the bottom of the screen, but he decides to go to the top. And it's another ill-advised throw, this time from Gold. INT by Drew Riley. He said, "Really? You going to test me? I'll pick that off."
Oh, yeah, just a horrible throw. It was 3 or 4 yards ahead of the wide receiver, literally right into the hands of Drew Riley. Easy pitch and catch for Riley there, but great job by them. And I think Xander Gold did recognize the coverage, but maybe called the wrong hot route. He saw that they were going to drop back, but
we got a big play here. And the slant route works for St. Louis on that play. Baldir Ajalani makes another catch as they move the chains.
And Ajalani's a dependable target here. Look at the grab, one-handed grab. Nice route to move the chains for the Gladiators.
And going back to the past couple of interceptions, it looked like all the wide receivers the pass was intended for, Stephen, got caught by the turf monster. Each wide receiver was tripping on those routes, which allowed the defenders to make that INT for their respective teams. And we see Dawson goes up the gut for 4. But it looks like the turf monster is playing a big role in today's game so far.
Yeah, maybe the players didn't wear the right kind of cleats or something. I don't know what's going on, but the defense is definitely capitalizing on the opportunities.
We got Jordy Smith in the chat saying, "Come on, St. Louis." He's rooting for St. Louis big time. We'll see if they can get 6 on this drive. As the pass over the middle is picked off on the tip drill. Ajalani could not make the catch. And Roman Hood makes him pay for it. That's his 2nd interception of the game.
Yeah, tip drill bounces off a couple of people's hands, and then Roman Hood comes up with the huge play. And again, defense just continues to capitalize on all these opportunities that's being given to them.
And you see Ajalani right there, not too happy with himself, but he's going to have to shake it off and help St. Louis get on track on offense. They've been cold so far. Well, actually, both teams has been cold so far. We'll see if New Orleans changed that. And Logan Jack can help with that. That's a 1st down and more as he's able to truck Marcus Reed before he gets stopped by Ethan Kai and number 52, Tyreen Jones.
Yeah, nice little chunk play there by the Pharaohs. Bunched everybody up at the line, had a heavy formation, and St. Louis just shifted the wrong direction pre-snap, and Logan Jack had a wide open hole to the left and took off for a 1st down.
Whereas 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line. I formation for New Orleans. Will they feed Logan Jack the ball again? Yes, they will. He gets the ball. He goes up the gut with a nice size there. He has a chance to take it to the house. He broke 2 tackles. Finally gets stopped at the 43-yard line. Great run by Logan Jack. Tackle was made by William McDush III, but not after he got a huge run.
Good blocks up front. Fullback kind of went the wrong way. Jack didn't really follow his blocker, but has enough vision to say, well, the fullback went the wrong way. I'm going to go over this way and break a huge run.
And Logan Jack had a nice little juke that unfortunately caused Marcus Reed to lose his jock strap on that run, unfortunately for him. We'll see if Reed can bounce back off of that play. 1st and 10 at St. Louis's 43-yard line. And Xander Go fires it, out route, successful, complete catch for a 4-yard gain. Deezer Powell with the reception there.
Yeah, you normally see Dees or Powell run deep routes, but check down there, out route, just pick up the sure yards, help your put your offense in a better position.
And it'll be 2nd down 6. Ball at St. Louis's 39-yard line. 8 minutes left in the first half. Shotgun formation, and Johns gets stuffed. However, they're going to decide to go to hurry up offense. St. Masters was the guy who helped with the pass disruption there. 3rd and 6. We'll see if they can get the first down here. Out route is complete. And St. Louis immediately is going to challenge that.
Wow.
With no hesitation.
I think that was the quickest somebody's ever gone for the challenge flag. I mean, it was almost, the play was barely even whistled dead, and the challenge flag was on the field.
We'll see if Colin Northrup saw something there. I think he caught it, but the angle didn't help us out there. We'll see what Ref 62 says.
After review, the pass has been ruled incomplete. The catch was
Whoa! They overruled it, so it'll be an incomplete pass. New Orleans loses a timeout, and St. Louis wins that. They keep their timeouts, and they are successful with their first challenge.
Yeah, and so that was pretty interesting. But I think that given the angles, maybe that's what the refs saw the same thing that we saw. There wasn't really I think his momentum and his progress was questionable, and so I think that he decided, it's not good enough, so we're going to go ahead and overturn it and say that it's not a catch. So interesting call by the ref. Given the information, you're supposed to, if you can't overturn it, you're supposed to keep it as is. But maybe he saw something we didn't. I don't know.
And that punt by Grossmanis is down at the 6. St. Louis will take over from there. St. Louis this season was averaging 14 points per game, and they were giving up 29 per game. Right now, the offense is trying to change that right here on this drive. As you see, Diesel Dawson does a nice little juke to help him get 3 yards, making this a 2nd and 7 after 9. But, Stephen, during their 2-game winning streak, St. Louis has been averaging 29 points in their 2 wins while only giving up 17. So they was able to turn it around, but right now they've been struggling.
Yeah, good turnaround for the Gladiators, and see what they can do here today.
Well, they got a bomb opportunity, and it's another ill-advised pass. Throw into triple coverage, and Roman Hood just got the hat trick. That's the 3rd interception of the game.
And have a day. I mean, in the not even halfway through the game, he's already got 3 interceptions. Looks like the Pharaohs are prepared here today for the Gladiators' game plan.
Now, can they convert that? You see Ajaline, he's once again not happy with the result as St. Louis is coming out cold today. But their defense has been holding on strong. They was able to stop New Orleans so far. We got a penalty. That's going to be a offsides to number 97 there. Let's make it official with Ref 62. 57, I'll take that back. I'm sorry, that'll be defensive end Matty Flynn, who unfortunately gets his name called on the penalty, the Week 12 signing. That'll make it 2nd and 5.
I see 2 Flynns there on the St. Louis depth chart. Probably brothers.
Yeah, Kevin and Matty. We'll see if Matty Flynn can rebound off of that. Well, that's a great play by Shane Masters, putting the master lock on Logan Jack there for a 3-yard loss, making this 2nd and 8.
Yeah, slipped right by the offensive lineman, made a nice play in the backfield. Like I said, for St. Louis and New Orleans this game, it's going to be the front seven that really has to do the most work for these defenses. And right now, St. Louis is looking pretty good.
2nd and 8 at St. Louis's 34-yard line. We'll see if New Orleans can get in the field goal range here. They're going to swing past it to Jack, who unfortunately couldn't get the twinkle toes working for him. That is a 1-yard loss.
Drew really was close to making the play. I mean, it was a well covered play. Very unfortunate for the Pharaohs offense there. Now it's a 3rd and long, so a tough call here on what you got to do offensively. So it's rough route to get a first down.
Shotgun formation, trips formation to Jack's right. Sorry, to Gold's right, but we got a quarterback sack. And that is Shane Masters once again with the great block shed and the drive-ending tackle.
Yeah, he's really overpowering the Pharaohs offensive line right now, pretty much getting into the backfield at will, and has pressured the quarterback already a couple times, and then gets the sack there, forces a punt. St. Louis really needs some points here before the half, I think.
Yeah, their quarterback has to stop throwing ill-advised passes. We'll see if he can shake off the rust after this punt right here.
What a punt. Oh!
And unfortunately, the special teams of New Orleans wasn't able to down the ball inside the 5. Instead, St. Louis will take over at their own 20.
Yeah, the gunner overran the ball. I mean, what is he doing? It was a great punt. He had an opportunity at it if he had just, stayed behind the ball.
It's the turf monster once again tripping up unsuspecting victims, keeping them from making great plays there. It's 1st and 10 for St. Louis on their own 20. 5:16 left. We got another good pass.
Whoa.
Oh, almost picked off. That was close. Reed Mitchell, I believe, was the intended receiver.
So does he have turf hands too? I mean, you're being awfully generous with these excuses for the players. What's the excuse for not being able to catch that pass? Because it hit him in the hands and there was really nobody there, and then the incompletion almost caused an interception.
Yeah, it's just St. Louis coming out cold so far. We'll see if that changes. Maybe have to hand it off to their star running back, Diesel Dawson.
That's
He
a
will
good
get
strategy.
that carry.
That's
And
a good strategy.
he tried to truck New Orleans defender, but Diesel Dawson gets 7, making this a more manageable 3rd down here.
And I'd give it to him again. I think that he's a powerful runner, and I think this 3rd down, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 is manageable for him. Win this battle in the trenches and give your offense some momentum.
It'll be 3rd down 3. St. Louis has the ball at their own 27. And it'll be a run to the left.
Yeah.
Easy 1st down for Diesel Dawson. Looks like 2 New Orleans defenders outran. Thought that he was going to go towards the sidelines. Diesel Dawson was able to cut up the middle, get that 1st down.
And you highlighted exactly what I was going to key in on. Was his change of direction there was split second, just whoop, and he slipped through the crack and then got the 1st down and fresh set for the Gladiators now.
I love this formation power eye, but they're going to do a H-back screen. He has blockers in front of him, and an easy 1st down. Looks like that's going to be a 14-yard gain on that reception for Diesel Dawson.
And the Gladiators are looking like they're piecing things together now, picking up consecutive 1st downs. And look at all the offensive linemen out there for Diesel Dawson. I mean, that you got to feel confident as a runner when you look forward and you got 2 offensive linemen leading the way for you.
And I love those screen passes when you have O-lineman ready to help lead the way, allowing the running back to do some damage after the catch. That's what Dawson did. It's be 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. Noah Johns pump fakes, throws over the middle, it's caught. What a catch by Nick Finch, who's able to make the catch in spite of the fact there were 3 Pharaohs.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he squeezed that in that window there. I mean, that was tight coverage. There's bodies everywhere, and somehow Nick Finch catches it and gets a 1st down.
And that's a great pass by Noah Johns. That'll definitely help out his confidence after throwing a couple of picks earlier in today's game, actually 3. And this pass is complete for an 8-yard gain. Ooh, I
Now I was
take
gonna
that
say I
back.
think he's at
Yeah,
4 because
4.
Hood has
That's
3,
3. Yeah,
and then
Arrington has 1.
AA got the 1.
But Noah Johns is not worried about that right now. His team's only down by 7. Great catch by Kevin Flynn, who went from couch to field earlier this season in week 8. And Johns dropped back to pass, fires over middle, makes the catch, got the first down. He goes to another reliable target. Nick Finch make his second great catch of this drive.
Yeah, Johns with the deep drop. The offensive line gave him time. Had to go through his progressions. I think got down. That was probably his 3rd progression there, but it was a 3rd and short, so he got the first down, got what was needed. But I think the Gladiators were looking to take a shot there.
Yes, 1st and 10. They're inside the red zone as Diesel Dawson gets the carry. Got tripped up from his own lead blocker, and that allowed New Orleans to tackle him after a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, they can't all go for 10 plus, so you're going to expect a couple of 2-yard gains and no yard gains whenever you run the ball consistently.
And we have reached the 2-minute warning. A very close contest between New Orleans and St. Louis. New Orleans has the lead. The pick 6 has been the difference by Roman Hood. We'll be back after this. And we're back. 2nd and 8 for St. Louis. They trying to get on the scoreboard here, only down by 7. Johns drop backs the pass, and he fires it, and it's complete. Looks like that is... Oh, let me make sure that's Nick Finch. Yes, Nick Finch once again. His catch makes it a 3rd and 5.
3rd and medium. Inside the red zone. Clock's ticking, so it's a 2-minute drill here. Let's see what the Gladiators draw up. Oh, loose coverage on the outside by the Pharaohs.
Let's see if they're going to go to the receiver here. John's got plenty of time. Fires over the middle. Another dangerous throw. Luckily, it wasn't picked off. Looked like Irvine, was able to make the pat down there.
Yeah, the Pharaohs had it well covered. They were heavy in the middle. They had a lot of coverage in the middle. But all the other routes for the Gladiators were curls, it looked like, and they had a corner out there on it. So great coverage by the Pharaohs there to hold the Gladiators here to a field goal. And they're going to have 3 timeouts in a minute, roughly a minute 20, minute 19. So we'll see if they can capitalize on the defensive hold. Oh, no!
Missed field goal by Graham Northrup. A 20-yard field goal attempt is no good. It goes doink off the right goalpost.
I'm speechless, Troy.
Wow.
T-Roy. I just, it's as close as you can get, and just should be a chip shot. And now you've kept the team a goose egg, and it's just way too unfortunate. That was the best your offense has looked all game, and you can't even capitalize when you're that close. So very unfortunate.
It'll be 1st down 10 for New Orleans at their own 20-yard line. Both offenses have been struggling, but that pass was complete in spite of the fact that Xander Gold got hit. He manages to complete that pass, Pass was completed to Roman Vickers.
Yeah, probably the toughest throw of his career there. I mean, just getting hit, being dragged down, and still somehow able to complete the pass. It's an amazing play by Xander Gold.
And it'll be 2nd and 5. And Gold is very lucky that wasn't picked off. St. Louis had 2 or 3 attempts from their own secondary. They got Butterfingers instead of great hands there. You see Reed with the pat down. Peltier had a chance at the end of that. A missed opportunity for St. Louis there, Steven.
Yeah, and Reed with that was a monster play. I mean, had to jump as high as he could and outstretch his arm like that. Just a monster play. Very unfortunate that Peltier couldn't come down with that. I mean, that would have been wonderful for the Gladiators offense.
And it's now 3rd and 5 for New Orleans. And Gold fires it deep, and it was almost picked off by the Michigan man, Colin Douglas. Great pat down by him. Makes this a 4th down and 5, but another missed opportunity for interception for St. Louis.
And what was missing from that series of plays. It was Logan Jack. And I think that's the
Right.
reason that drive stalled, was that they came out and they tried to throw it 3 consecutive times instead of trying to keep Logan Jack involved. I know time is a factor here, but you can throw a screen pass to Jack and still keep him involved.
And Peltier will get this punt return, who puts a nice spin move, put somebody in the spin cycle. He was able to take it to the 45-yard line. That's where St. Louis will begin this drive with only 36 seconds left. I think St. Louis is going to abandon the running game themselves, as they're going to try to get in the field goal position at least.
Yeah, good stand by your defense. You have some time, so let's see what kind of plays you draw up and what kind of tempo your offense comes out in.
Well, they got 2 backs in the backfield, Kingsley and Dawson. And this pass by Johns is complete for a 1-yard gain, unfortunately. St. Louis will have to call a timeout because of it. 32 seconds left.
Yeah, I think they took the time out to readjust and reevaluate their game plan, because that one didn't work. Yeah, much better formation here considering the situation.
We got trips to Johns' left, 1 wide receiver to his right, but no one's got a bunch formation there. They're ready for it. Throw over middle and very ill-advised pass. Noah Johns had a receiver wide open, but he couldn't give it to him.
Yeah, and that was probably due to his rolling to his left, throwing across the field to the right. That's a tough throw for even the quarterbacks with the greatest arm strength. That's a tough throw. So that's probably why you saw it be bat down by the Pharaohs defense.
3rd down 9. 28 seconds left for St. Louis to see if they can get on the scoreboard before the end of the half. It'll be an inside handoff to Diesel Dawson. Able to cross midfield, stop short of the first down, be 4th and 2 at New Orleans 48-yard line. They got a decision to make. They decide they're going to punt.
Yeah, and that's why if they could have had the field goal, St. Louis that is, could have got that field goal that they missed. That would have been great going into the second half, because right there you saw it. Dawson got a chunk yardage. He got a good play. The running game is working for St. Louis. They just got to figure out a way to put some points on the board. I mean, you're doing a good job stopping the New Orleans offense, but your offense is really stagnant. So, the second half, St. Louis has to make some adjustments and put some points on the board, where the Pharaohs, the same thing. They got to figure out how to get their offense into scoring position and stop relying so much on their defense, because the defense is giving both teams opportunities. The offenses aren't capitalizing.
And look at this stat line at the bottom with the turnovers. That's been the difference, 4-2. And that pick 6 by Roman Hood, one of his 3 interceptions, has been the difference in this defensive slugfest from both teams so far, Stephen.
Yeah, the secondary for both teams has looked really good. And again, I think it's been the battle of the trenches there. You see Mar Rivers with the strip to stop the Pharaohs from scoring points. And, Shane Masters has been a force to be reckoned with. On the Pharaoh side, for whatever reason, the Ray West penalty sticks out to me. But Levon Irvine has played fairly well. But really, Rollum and Hood for the Pharaohs have been the key factor in slowing down the Gladiators.
And Rollum Hood said earlier in the Twitch chat, if he gets the 4th interception today, someone's going to get a free sub. We'll see if that happens. Maybe somebody in the Twitch chat will get a free sub from Hood.
Yeah, shout out Rollum and Hood.
He's definitely been the difference in today's game. Drew really making a nice interception for his team, but Noah Johns, he looked like he's been given enough time to throw the ball, but unfortunately he's been making some ill-advised passes. He currently has 4 interceptions, but hopefully both teams will get their running backs involved in the second half more.
Yeah, it's a close enough ball game that you don't have to automatically come out and throw the ball every down. I mean, you can develop a running game, kind of build off of that and go from there. Get your offense in a good rhythm, and then start taking the shots downfield. If you just come out and you throw deep every play, well, the defense is going to know what you're doing. You got to mix it up, throw a draw play in there every once in a while, run some screens, and keep the defense guessing a little bit, and then that way you're not as transparent.
And we're back. St. Louis will be getting the ball first to start the second half. We'll see if Colin Norfolk was able to get his troops fired up to start this second half on a high note, see if they can get points on the board. With Cameron Irvine behind the scenes at SFL headquarters, this is T-Roy Gaines with Stephen Hacker in the booth, and we see Peltier with the return. He's able to take it to the 32-yard line, and that's where St. Louis will start the second half. Again, this is a half that's been dominated by the secondary of both teams. 6 interceptions combined, 3 by Hood alone, and his pick 6 has been the difference so far. We'll see if St. Louis can change that here. Noah Johns has 2 backs in the backfield, wide receiver to his right. Hand off, Diesel Dawson runs up the gut, gets 3 before he gets his head taken off. It'll be 2nd and 7.
I like that play. I like coming out and running the ball. You know, positive 3 yards. I think you can build off of that. You know, now you can look to maybe do a play action or some slants maybe, or an out route maybe out of this formation.
And single back in the backfield. John side of fire to Ashalani, who gets the first down and more. It'll be 1st and 10 at St. Louis's 48. But before we continue, we're going to hand off to a game break to our commissioner, Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, T-Roy. Well, a Robert Merrill kickoff return touchdown by Alaska did not phase the Houston offense. A touchdown pass to Warren Murray has Houston up 16-7 on the Storm. Alaska's offense 0 points in the first half. They're just about to go to the half. Back to you guys in New Orleans.
And Johns fires it, and it's incomplete. Pass was sent to Nick Fitch, and we were talking before the game. This is a very important game for Houston. If they get the win and help, they could potentially make it to the playoffs with a 5-7 record, depending on their what happens after that. And they taking care of business, holding Alaska to no points on offense.
Yeah, right now, you know, Houston would have the best strength of victory against any 5-7 team remaining. So, you know, a win there would be huge for them.
Johns drop back to pass, fires over the middle, and is caught for another first down. Looks like St. Louis's offense has found their rhythm. Nick Finch on the reception takes it to the 36-yard line of New Orleans.
Yeah, that looked good. That was his first read. Got the ball out of his hands quickly. Loose coverage and allowed Nick Finch plenty of time to run with the ball, plenty of yak, and got the first down.
Now, who would have thought, going back to the game break, that Alaska's offense would be held to goose egg, basically? It's only Robert Merrill's kickoff return that's gave them points. Houston came to play, and so did, I believe that is Heath McDaniel III, who makes his tackle. We also see number 99, Ray West, combined with that tackle. But Alaska's just sleeping at the wheel on offense so far.
Houston's defense, though, they take pride in how much prep they do, spearheaded by defensive coordinator Eddie Gage. You know, they're a tough matchup.
And it looks like New Orleans is starting to bend but not break, as they were able to stop Diesel Dawson for getting too many yards. It's now 3rd and 9. I believe that's a loss.
Not the situation you want to be in on 3rd down.
This will make a 52-yard field goal if they don't gain or lose any yards there. But Noah Johns going over the middle. Yes, a pass is completed for a touchdown. What a play by Noah Johns, as he able to get it to Kevin Flynn, who makes his 2nd reception of the game, this time for 6. What a play by Johns.
Oh my goodness, the pocket presence of Noah Johns there. Just didn't like what was in front of him. Rolled outside a little bit, steps up, just fires a rocket, and boom. Flynn goes in with the touchdown. Great play.
And Good job by the O-line, giving Johns enough time needed to throw that pass. And Kevin Flynn, who went from couch to field, was able to make that catch easily and take it to the house for 6. And depending on this extra point attempt, we could have a tie ball game. This is the first offensive score from either team in today's game. Graham Northwood with the extra point attempt is good. And we're tied at 7. But what a great start by St. Louis. Noah Johns basically shook off the rest that he had in the first half, is able to march his team down the field for 6.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more strategic play calling there. Maybe not playing as loose are the Gladiators. Despite the turnovers, which really has been their Achilles heel today, and there have been times where the Gladiators' offenses looked really, really good, more so even than New Orleans. So I think that was just kind of a long time coming. All the turnovers, I think it's going to kind of balance out here in the second half. I think we're gonna see a little bit more offensive firepower here.
And we'll see if New Orleans can respond. Will they hand the ball off to number 26, Logan Jack, or will we go to the air attack and see if Xander Go can do the same thing that Noah Johns was able to do, shake off the rust and lead his team down the field. They'll start on their own. Fires over the middle, and it's caught for a first down there in one play. There in St. Louis territory. Yassine Clifton makes his first catch.
Interesting. St. Louis was in a 3-3-5 there, which means that they're kind of expecting to pass, and they just get beat over the top. I mean, just great recognition there, great route run by Yassine Clifton, but a little bit of a head scratcher on the defensive side.
Yeah, they forgot about him. Most of the passes happened to their wide receivers, so I guess St. Louis thought that Clifton wasn't going to be a factor, and he made them pay for that. Logan Jack goes up the middle and gets 8 yards on that carry. 71 yards on 10 carries so far.
Yeah, he needs to have a couple more, I think. With the way he's running the ball at this point in the game, I would like to see him maybe be a little bit closer to 15.
He had 11 total last week against New Orleans, but for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns. One of them was a 99-yard touchdown run. This time the pass goes to him, and thankfully he was already out of bounds when he caught that, so that will be a no gain on that play. It'll be 3rd and 2.
And there's times that play will work pretty well for you there. It's just that was one of the unfortunate ones. Still a 3rd and manageable, though. You can still open up your playbook. You can go to with what you know is going to work here. It can be a run or a pass.
Yeah, if Xander Go was able to move upfield, catch the ball inbounds, he will be able to take it to the house because there was nobody there. But he'll get the handoff, goes up the middle, and gets the first down.
Yep, earning the paycheck. That's what you want out of your running back, a guy that's able to move the chains. And Jack has been able to do that here today. Just keep feeding him the rock, and he's gonna move the ball downfield for you.
It's 1st down 10 at St. Louis's 34. New Orleans is doing a good job on this drive to see if they can get 6 on the board and respond to the touchdown by St. Louis. And that sidearm is a nice way to do that. And the spin move will help them take it to the house. That is Deezer Powell for 6, and New Orleans regains the lead.
Did you see the arm motion from Xander Gold? Had a really tight window and just kind of sidearmed it, maybe 3/4, and just right where it needed to be, whoop! And then what a great move by Deezer Powell at the end to free himself to get in the end zone.
And Marcus Reed had the chance to make a big play. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do so, and Deezer Powell just said, "Pow, St. Louis." How you like that? I just took it to the house for 6 and gave my team the lead. Ovaltine Jenkins is back for the extra point attempt to make this a 7-point lead again for New Orleans. And the extra point's good. Go ahead, Steven.
No, I'm just saying, great response by the Pharaohs offense there to kind of match the tempo that St. Louis put out. It's nice that you can come out and put the points, kind of squash that momentum that the Gladiators had built up. And
let's give a shout out to I'm a effing problem who has subscribed to with Twitch Prime. So that's 2 people who have subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, both.
Yeah, you got that
I
1 year
and
mark,
Robert and-
man.
Yeah, for 12 months. Very loyal.
We got 12-month twins here. I just subscribed for my 1 year as well. So
this is your birthday subscription right there.
that's right.
Freeman Peltier takes it to the 28-yard line where St. Louis will start this drive. We'll see if the offense can respond to New Orleans' drive there. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line for St. Louis. And Johns is firing over the middle. Oh, Nick Finch had a chance to make a catch after that pat down by Jones there, but wasn't able to do so.
Yeah, through the gloves of Kappa Jones, and there was still an opportunity for Finch to come up with it. Just couldn't quite spot it in the air, and it fell to the ground right beside his feet. So unfortunate play there.
Noah Johnson was trying to go for a big play there. Didn't work out for him. It's now 2nd and 10. He has Diesel Dawson to his immediate left. Drops back the pass, fires it over the middle, and that was dangerous. Should have been intercepted by Aaron Arrington. Was also put F in the chat to pay respects to the ref who got knocked down on that pass play.
And Johns is looking a little too comfortable with his arm now, moving around in the pocket, stepping up. Didn't look like his feet were set, but very fortunate that wasn't intercepted. Oh, they're going to throw it again here.
Yeah, no backs in the backfield. Trips to his left, 2 wide receivers to his right. John fires over the middle. Should have been caught. Incomplete pass. Pass was intended to Jacob Swami. And New Orleans did a good job on that drive on defense, forcing St. Louis to punt.
Yeah, I mean, hit him right in the hands, but it was short of the first down. He would have had to break a tackle to get to move the chains. Good coverage downfield by the Pharaohs, and so let's see if New Orleans can come back out after scoring the touchdown and put some more points on the board. They're going to have decent enough field position.
Zabrowski with the punt. Aaron Arrington decides to return it. Able to get 2 yards. And that'll be 1st down and 10 for New Orleans. They're up 14-7 with 6:28 left in the 3rd quarter. New Orleans did a great job marching down the field, getting the first points of the board for them on offense. And that pick 6 by Hood still the difference so far in this game. Handoff is Logan Jack, who goes up the gut but gets stuffed right away. And that is Tyrion Jones' 2nd tackle of today's game.
Yeah, Tyrion Jones isn't one of the highest rated players for the Gladiators, but he still makes plays week in and week out for the Gladiator defense.
2nd down, 9. 6 minutes left. As Gold is going to dump it off to Logan Jack. And he was able to potentially break the first tackle, but gets his head taken off by WMD3, William McDuff III. Great job by him making sure that Logan Jack didn't get far.
Yeah, it was kind of a hold him up. I'm gonna knock him out, and that's exactly what happened. Just big hit to finish the play out by McDuff III.
Trips to Gold's left as he drops back and fires over the middle. Inside slant is complete for another 1st down at the 31-yard line for New Orleans. And that's Matt Wolf who makes another catch. And looks like the inside slants is working for New Orleans in this 2nd half.
Yeah, and Kai was coming over in coverage, found the weak spot in the zone, and got a 1st down. And New Orleans again is kind of found their rhythm offensively, and Xander Gold's arm looks really warm right now.
Yeah, Xander Gold definitely shook off the rust from the 1st half. He's been on point, completing dot after dot after dot. He drops back to pass and fires over the middle. almost completed that catch, but it falls incomplete. John Jameson was able to was the intended receiver, but wasn't able to make the catch.
Yeah, and did you see the bat down by JJ Tiger? I mean, he just kind of reached over the top of the receiver, and I can see why. He's 6'6", 297, so pretty much taller than everybody on the field right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he hasn't been able to make any interceptions yet, being that tall. Definitely don't want to face that guy if I'm a running back. But Logan Jack will be able to do so on that play. And guess who made the tackle? We just mentioned his name, JJ Tiger. Just said, "Rawr!"
Yeah, the Week 7 signing. He's from the couch to the field and is making his impact felt here today for the Gladiators.
He's hungry in this drive, making 2 great plays, making this a 3rd and 7 for New Orleans. Zendergo gets the snap, fires it outside slant. It's complete for a touchdown. Xander Go did a great job throwing it to where his receiver could only make the catch. Deezer Powell was like, that was too easy. I can take it to the house for 6. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, just beautiful throw on the corner route to Deezer Powell. You know, these two guys are capable of so much, and that they just demonstrated it right there. You know, Gold's just kind of having an off season for whatever reason, but you know, they're a dynamic duo, and when they're firing on all cylinders, they're tough to stop, and that was just a beautiful play.
Yeah, and this has been a great second half by New Orleans as we see Ovaltine Jenkins with the extra point attempt, and I believe that is no good. Okay. I think he may have made it. So we're going to give it 21-7 as Jenkins kicks it off to Peltier. He takes it at the 10, able to get past to the 20 to the 28-yard line, and that's where St. Louis will begin their drive. In this second quarter right now, the second half, I'm sorry, it has been an offensive dominated half after a first half that's been dominated by the defense, but no interception so far from either team in this second half. The quarterback's been doing a great job protecting the ball. We got a pass to Diesel Dawson, who gives someone the forearm shiver before he gets stopped at the 36-yard line.
And he's a tough running back, 6'4", 235. You know, you saw it there. It takes more than one guy to drag him down. You know, stiff arm one guy to the ground and then 2 more to bring him down afterwards. And I'd continue to feed him the ball. I mean, you got to put up points. I mean, clock's still kind of in your favor. You can afford to run the ball here. I'd keep Diesel Dawson going.
And he'll get the handoff. Is able to get 1 yard and make it a 3rd and 1. And looks like we're able to confirm that that extra point by Jenkins was good. So it's 21-7. 3rd down and 1. We'll see if they're going to feed Diesel Dawson the ball. Ball at St. Louis's 36-yard line. Instead of handing it off, they're going to throw it, and he's able to break the tackle. It gets the 1st down. What a play by Noah Johnson. Looked like he's about to get sacked. Able to brush off that tackle like he was Ben Roethlisberger. Fires it to Diesel Dawson, who makes the catch and moves the chains.
And he's been active in the pocket all game today. He's been moving around in the pocket and just eludes a sack there and a big 1st down for the Gladiators.
We got power I formation. And they're going to hand off to Diesel Dawson, who decided to go up the middle instead of going outside. Gets 4 yards on that carry. 2nd and 6. He's getting revved up there, Steven.
I like it. Get the motor going. I'd give him another chance. I'd feed him the ball again. Last time you ran it with him twice, he got you down. Well, you threw it to him on a screen one time. But when you feed him the ball, you get into 3rd and manageable situations. And I think for the Gladiators, that's what you need.
It's 2nd and 6. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. This time he gets stuffed right away. Heath McDaniel, the second, with the great tackle on Diesel Dawson.
Yeah, I think the defensive coordinator over in the next booth heard me talking and heard my advice, and it's like, oh, they're going to run it. So they called a nice run formation and stopped them. Now it's a 3rd and long, or 3rd and medium for the Gladiators.
You see what happens here. High snap, but John's able to get it. Plenty of time, fires it.
Clean
Outside
pocket.
slant is complete to Nick Finch. Looks like Aaron Arrington tried to get another interception. Mistimed that jump, and that allowed Finch to make that catch and move the chains.
Yeah, just a hair too aggressive. The defense has been trying to tee off on Johns all day. Yep, just a great throw and good catch.
And the outside slants has been working for both offenses in the third quarter so far. They've been taking advantage of that. You see Roman Hood, who only needs one more interception before he gives somebody in the Twitch chat a free sub. We'll see he's going to do it here on this drive and stop the momentum of St. Louis. Right now, ooh! Pass was almost intercepted there. That was by Darnell Lee, the 6'2", 190-pounder cornerback. He was able to get one paw on the ball there, Steven.
Yeah, just a hair unfortunate. It was good coverage, but if Johns could just dumped it in there a little bit, a little bit more touch, probably could have got something out of that one.
2nd and 10. Single back in the backfield. That is Dawson. Johns will fire it. Incomplete pass. The one time Ajelani had to have Butterfingers was at the wrong time there. It's now 3rd and 10. Looks like the turf monster may have got him again.
Yeah, there it is, the fabled turf monster again. And, I just think that he dropped the ball. And, you just got to have a little bit more concentration there, even if you're falling down. You saw Xander Gold make a nice throw when he was being hit earlier. So I think, playmakers make plays.
As you hear from the playmaker there for Queen City. And unfortunately, no toe drag swag there for Ajelani. Couldn't keep one foot in bounds. Even if he did, he would have been short of the first down. Be 4th and 10 for St. Louis. And they're going to challenge it. This will be their second challenge right here.
So do they think that he got the first down?
Well,
Is that why they're challenged, or they just want better for the field goal?
I think they want a better chance for a field goal. You know that unfortunately Northwood missed one earlier from 20 yards out.
That one looked pretty good. I don't know. If they called that other one out, they got to call that one out.
Yeah, I think that was out. Oh, they won their second challenge. Ref 62 decided that was a complete catch. So there'll be a 4th and 5. So this will be a little bit easier field goal attempt if they don't decide to go for it.
And the Pharaohs crowd is letting this ref have it. They are not pleased with that call.
And this will be a 44-yard field goal attempt by Graham Northrup. The snap was a little bit iffy, but they able to make the extra point. Graham Northrup was able to get the field goal and help his team cut into the New Orleans Pharaohs lead. It's now an 11-point lead for the Pharaohs.
Yeah, 50-50 on the day. Gladiators don't invest a whole lot in the special teams department, so you'd expect a miss here or there, but missing the 20 and then making a 44, it's kind of odd, but I guess that's just the way it goes.
And because St. Louis won both challenges, they will get an extra one, and that might come in handy as this game goes along as they trail by 11. Norfolk with the kick. Aaron Arrington is the returner. He gets it inside the 10-yard line, and he'll get stuffed at the 26, and that's where New Orleans will take over. In this tale of two halves, New Orleans offense has been on fire, scoring on both possessions of the third quarter.
Yeah, and just to highlight on that challenge real quick, If you got the third one, you may as well use it. So I would expect to see St. Louis call another challenge at some point during the game.
It's mid 30 left in this third quarter. We'll see if New Orleans can extend their lead. It's a shovel pass to Jack. Usually those don't work, but this time it does. That was a very dangerous pass, but Logan Jack had the wherewithal to make that catch and take it for a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, maybe the timing of that play and the fact that you don't see it very often kind of caught the Gladiators off guard. But, you know, two names we've called quite often tonight, Ethan Kai and Shane Masters, were there to stop that play before he got a first down.
2nd and 1, and Jack will get the ball the conventional way, but he gets stuffed right away. Marcus Reed and Jones, Tyree and Jones, with the combo tackle, making this a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, pressure in the backfield right off the snap. It's it's been a good push all game from the front seven of the Gladiators.
Just 35 seconds left in the third quarter. It's 3rd and 2 for New Orleans. Can they convert here? Logan Jack bounces to the outside, and he will pay for it. No yards gain on that one. Colin Northrup, the Michigan man, was able to make the tackle and force New Orleans to punt.
Yeah, good stand. You know, New Orleans came out in the third quarter really hot, so Gladiators have to be happy with how that possession went. Now you got to capitalize. You know, you came off the field goal. Now you got to come out and put 7 points on the board. 7 points on the board and really close the gap and put the pressure back on New Orleans.
And this will be the final play of the game. Peltier decides to field the kick. Almost able to bust it loose, but got stopped. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. Everybody put your fours up. New Orleans have an 11-point lead over St. Louis. We'll be back after this break. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on Twitch is brought to you by Nation's Best, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to help hashtag secure the bag. By ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, custom esports jerseys and apparel, and the exclusive SFL shop provider. And by SpyGo, dedicated to the craft of audio. Aerial shots of New Orleans are brought to you by AirView, united by drones. Please visit airviews.com to see more drone footage as we start the fourth quarter. New Orleans have an 11-point lead. St. Louis has the ball at their own 37-yard line. We'll see if they can cut into the lead some more here. Forcing New Orleans to punt for the first time in the second half, as Johns fires it to Nick Finch, who breaks the first tackle before he gets shoved out of bounds after a 6-yard gain. You see Nick Finch has 93 yards receiving, but got a goose egg on that reception touchdowns. Stat line there.
They've been struggling to get in the end zone, but I like the play design there. It's something kind of quick. Johns has looked really effective whenever he's getting the ball out of his hands early.
He had a nice touchdown throw in the third quarter,
Ooh.
But he hands it off to Diesel Dawson. Looks like that should have been a huge loss, but Dawson was able to move the chains there and get to New Orleans side of the field. Be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
That move. Oh, yeah. Great move by Diesel Dawson. Free himself to get a couple extra yards on that play. Great vision, awareness, good core strength. Just a monster out there today.
He reminds me of a bigger version of Eric Dickerson right now. How tall he is and how he runs the ball, but he's also very powerful. But they're going to throw it to their fullback. That's Billingsley, who's able to take it for a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 3 for St. Louis.
Yeah, it's the second time tonight that the Gladiators have called his number, and both times he helped their offense out.
And if you get Billingsley to get a full head of steam, he'll be a tough guy to bring down, weighing 275 pounds. He's a beast. That's a fullback, as you see there. That block by him allowed Dawson to get that first down, be 1st and 10 at the 34.
And here we go. St. Louis, again, has looked good on some possessions this game. And here we go. They're moving the ball downfield. And let's see what they can come up with if they can get in the end zone or not.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 34 of New Orleans. This is a great drive to start the fourth quarter for St. Louis. They do got to hurry up, though, with 8:47 left. John decided to throw the out route, and it's complete for a 4-yard gain. And that is Kevin Flynn, who already has 1 touchdown in today's game. He makes the catch for 4 yards.
And working up a nice foundation there with Noah Johns, just signed late in the season, but is continuing to get his name called here tonight.
And it'll be the fullback dive that gets stopped for no gain. Good job by New Orleans Pels defense, making sure that Billingsley doesn't get a full head of steam.
Yeah, Levon Irvine there to halt that play before it gets started. And that was a good play up front by the Pharaohs. Again, they haven't really brought much pressure tonight in the backfield, so that was a good play there to stop the play at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 6 at the 30-yard line of New Orleans. We'll see if St. Louis can get closer to field goal range. John decided to go for it all. That should have been intercepted by Tank Bennett. Instead, it'll be potentially a 47-yard field goal attempt if St. Louis decides to do it, and that's what they're going to do. Northrup's out for the field goal attempt.
Yeah, I think that was the same play that they dialed up earlier for Flynn to score on, because that was who was targeted. Just that time, the defense was a little bit more prepared, and they knocked it down.
The 3rd field goal attempt for Grant Northrup right here. He's so far 1 for 2, I'm sorry.
About 46 yards.
And the field goal is good. Nailed it down the middle.
And I think that was about all the leg strength that he had. I think maybe 1 or 2 more yards, but that one was close.
Great job by Northrop making this an 8-point lead for New Orleans. We'll see if the defense of the Gladiators can stop New Orleans once again. Northrop is back to kick it off. Arrington is the return man for the Pharaohs. He'll get inside the 20-yard line. I'm sorry. Takes it to the 30. And he stopped at the 33-yard line. And Stephen, New Orleans' offense was on fire in the 3rd quarter up into the final drive, where they actually had to punt to see if their offense can shake off the rust from that previous drive and get back on fire.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit of Logan Jack. Yes, I love this formation.
Offset I. Will it be a run to their left?
Could be a swing.
Stretch play to the left. Logan Jack cuts it inside, puts a nice juke. Somebody lost their jock strap once again. Logan Jack with a huge gain. And a great start to this drive. Will be 1st and 10 for New Orleans.
Yeah, both defenses on the season are giving up 100 yards, 100-plus yards a game on the ground. So I expected to see these kind of highlight runs, these nice juke moves, these spin moves that these running backs are putting on today. The defenses just statistically just aren't that great against the run. So I would continue to dial up the running backs.
And looks like it's the same formation, offset I. 1st and 10 at New Orleans 49-yard line. Inside handoff this time to Logan Jack, and he's able to cross midfield and get stopped at St. Louis 47-yard line. But another great run, this time for 4 yards.
Yeah, and at some point you do have to mix it up. You can't hand off every play to the running back. You have to throw the ball every once in a while, give that running back a break. But I do like the involvement from Jack here in the 4th quarter.
It'll be 2nd and 6. Jack gets the ball again for his 3rd straight carry. This time it goes for a 1st down before he gets stopped. After he gets stopped by Colin Northrop.
Hey, and don't forget, earlier whenever the Pharaohs subbed in L.J. Jackson inside the red zone, that's whenever Mar Rivers stripped that ball and got the fumble. So, the Pharaohs maybe want to be careful and use Jack wisely and not overwork him.
That's right.
You don't want him to sub out, man.
We'll see. They're not going to give it to him this time. Instead, Xander Goals fires over the middle. That should have been caught and should have been intercepted. That was close. Dangerous pass there. And that was J.J. Tiger, who had a chance to make an interception for his team and make this a 2nd down and 10 instead.
bunch of people had a shot at it. I think I saw 3 people tried to catch it, but it just ends up falling flat on the ground.
And they may hand it off to Jack now after that play. We'll see what happens here. Second and 10. Jack will get the handoff, his 4th carry of this drive. And he
Nice
gets
job.
stopped for a 1-yard loss. Tiger once again with the tackle.
Yeah, a little more predictable. You know, whenever you come out, you're showing that you're going to run the ball. So sometimes the defense just they play the gaps right and they get a stop, and that's what happened there by the Gladiators.
Yeah, St. Louis can stop them here. They can force a punt. It's 3rd down on 11. Will the defense bend but not break?
Oh my!
Oh, that was a easy touchdown for Deezer Powell, but decided that he's not going to make the catch. Colin Northrup was there to help with the pass deflection there.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the season's gone, you know, because that play earlier was dynamite, and then for whatever reason just couldn't haul it in, and it's just not what you're used to seeing from from Xander Golden, Deezer Powell. You know, these guys are electric, and for that one to fall flat, it's kind of shocking.
And the punt by Grossmanis is
Nice coverage.
down at the
Nice
4. The
coverage.
ref finally decided that, hey, it's down at the 4.
He was
Great
trying to see if he
specialty.
could run out of bounds and they could call
Right.
a touchback. Yeah.
And St. Louis got a 96-yard drive ahead of them. If they want to potentially tie this game up, they will need to convert a 2-point conversion to tie it up here. We might see Diesel Dawson get this carry deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 at their own 4. And that's what they do. But he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's a 1-yard loss. A good start by the Pharaohs defense who looked to put this game away. Tackle was made by Cornelius Arford. This is the first time we get to call his name today.
Yeah, and that's surprising. Usually you get to call his name a few times throughout the game, but for whatever reason here today, he's been awfully quiet.
I formation, that's the 2nd down and 11. Dawson gets the carry, and he gets stopped for a 1-yard gain. They go in hurry up now. Heath McDaniel was the guy who made the tackle on Dawson. 3rd and 10 at the 4. They're going to throw it instead. Oh, this is a dangerous play. Dawson did his best to get to the line of scrimmage. Actually got 1 yard, but a bad series there for St. Louis. They're going to be putting deep in their own end zone.
Yeah, that was way down the progressions and just checked it down in the end zone, which is scary. And then luckily Dawson was able to fight and get at least a yard.
And good job by Zabrowski not stepping out of bounds to make that punt. But unfortunately, New Orleans will start at St. Louis' 29-yard line. They already in field goal range. We got 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in this game. It started off as a defensive slugfest in the first half, and then the offenses woke up in the 3rd quarter. Right now, a field goal is the only result we got in the 4th quarter. That was by Graham Norfolk. A 46-yard field goal was made, making this a 21-13 ball game as Logan Jack breaks the tackle, trying to put somebody in the spin cycle, but he gets the 1st down as he moved the chains. As you see there, he's over 100 yards rushing again.
5.8 a carry. And he's looked really solid here today. You know, again, it was my key point to the game was Diesel Dawson and Logan Jack, and I think he's just proven my statement that your offense just works a little bit better when he's going. I know the defense has bailed you out a lot, but when your running back goes over the century mark and picks up 1st downs and moves the chains for you, it certainly makes those situations easier to manage when you're in a sticky one.
And we got offset I, 1st and 10 inside the red zone for New Orleans, looking to put this game away. And it'll be an inside handoff. Logan Jack didn't have a chance to bounce it to the outside. Great job by the Gladiators defense. Jones, number 52, was able to make the tackle there for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, and the Pharaohs really just need to slow down here. Let the clock tick, use up as much of the game clock as they can. You're in scoring position. You just got to avoid any turnovers, avoid all the risk and just milk the clock while you can.
And it's 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in this game. St. Louis has to force a turnover in the worst way to get back in this game. Inside handoff to Jack, who gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 3rd down 14. J.J. Tiger once again makes the tackle.
Not what you want to see, but you'll take it just because the clock continues to run. And Jack has had such a good game up to this point anyways that play right there is kind of insignificant on the stat sheet, and it's more about the team win right now.
Yeah, they have been doing a great job melting the clock so far in this drive. We'll see if they'll get this play off before the 2-minute warning. 3rd
They
down.
don't
14.
have to snap it. No,
But
they do.
They do, and he loses a yard, so it'll be 4th and 14 after the 2-minute break. We're at the 2-minute warning. New Orleans could potentially ice this game away with this field goal attempt. It'll be 21-13, 2 minutes left. And Xander Go in the chat's not happy about that play call there.
I wouldn't be either. You know, now the free stopping time, plus St. Louis has 3 timeouts. I mean, it just, you know, if you had ran the ball there, yeah, maybe, you know, you could have burned off another 12, 15 seconds, you know, maybe more, you know, but I can understand Xander Gold's point of view.
37-yard field goal attempt by Overteen Jenkins is good. And that makes an 11-point lead for New Orleans once again. St. Louis got their work cut out for them if they want to extend their winning streak to 3. And looks like the defenses have rebounded after that offensively dominated 3rd quarter. Only 6 points given up in the 4th quarter here as Jenkins kicks it off to Peltier, who takes it inside to 10. And gets stopped at the 27. That's where St. Louis will start this drive. And I think at this point, unfortunately, Diesel, Dawson, and Billingsley should be out of the equation here.
Yeah, dial up some, you know, Badir Ajelani or Nick Finch or, heck, Cody Scott. We haven't called Cody Scott's name in a while. Or go to the trusty target right now, Kevin Flynn, who's got the touchdown on the day.
Yeah, he's responsible for the 6 points in the 3rd quarter with that nice play by Johns. He fires it.
Hey!
And you called it. Ajelani makes this catch. The slant route to the outside is complete for a 1st down.
Tank Bennett, you know, monster guy, monster tackler. He just comes over the top to help out the corner and in coverage and lays a hit on Ajelani at the end there.
And they're almost at midfield. A great start to this drive. We see the I formation, though. Is this now 1st and 10 at St. Louis's 48-yard line? Are they going to run the ball?
It could be an out route.
It's going to be a swing pass, and Dawson had no chance. There was nobody there to block that tackle. Can't make out the number there, but great tackle by, I believe that was Kappa Jones. Dawson gets the pass, and that's a huge loss. 4-yard loss on that one. 3-yard loss on that one, sorry. 3rd down 2.
They needed to regroup. They were hoping more on the first play out of the I formation. They were hoping for more, I think, out of it, and they were going to continue to run the no huddle. But they realized that they were kind of at a disadvantage, and I think they wanted to come out in a better formation here on 3rd and 12.
Here we go. No backs in the backfield. Shotgun formation for Noah Johns, who gets the snap, drops back, fires it outside. And great job by Tank Bennett with the pat down. Intended receiver was Ajelani, and St. Louis got a decision to make.
Yeah, pretty much think that it's, you know, you got to go for it. So, you know, if you want to try to get yourself in this ball game, there's not much time left, so you need points here. So I'd try to move the chains. I wouldn't focus on going for the end zone. I'd try to get the 1st down and then run a hurry up offense.
4th and 12 at the 46.
Oh, pressure immediately.
Unfortunately, that old lineman was not happy. That was Domino Fats, who was a swinging gape, and Tarf, number 90, Tyrone Tarf, was able to put an end to this drive.
And that's really the first time I think all game that the Pharaohs have had pressure, and it came at the biggest moment. You know, it kills that drive for the Gladiator.
And I got to take that back. That was Billy Bob Johnson, number 66, who was the swinging gate there. And we could have another potential time-wasting clock. We'll see if time-wasting drive here. I'm sorry. We'll see if New Orleans will beat Logan Jack once again. They will. He bounces to the outside, and he continues to lose yardage here. He was well over 100 yards, so he's getting close to being at 100 yards if he keep losing yardage there.
I just like the name Mo Biggins.
That's one of the good names in the SFL right there, Mo Biggins.
First time we got to call that one tonight.
And he makes a nice play for 4-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 14. St. Louis down to their final timeout now. Inside handoff to Jack. He gets those yards back and +2. Be 3rd down and 8 after that 6-yard run.
Yeah, now St. Louis is out of timeouts and a 3rd and 8. So you need to convert if you want to have total possession of the game, even to put yourself in scoring position if you want to go that route. But the 1st down to run the clock out for sure. You need to get a 1st down.
It's 3rd and 8. 2 backs in the backfield for New Orleans. The 1st down here, as Steven said, will ice the game. Out route, almost intercepted. Colin Norfolk was able to do the pat down, but the tip drill was unsuccessful by Peltier. As we see the replay here. Man,
yeah, they were trying to go with something safe, but the Gladiators were all over it.
Yeah, imagine if Peltier was able to get that interception. He would have took it to the house, make this a closer game. That could eventually basically put the end of St. Louis's winning streak there. Defense had to make plays. Down by 11. But just a minute 13 left. You never know. Anything can happen in the SFL.
Yeah, it's tough sledding with no timeouts and an unfortunate field position as well.
Yeah, the last 2 drives, St. Louis had to begin inside their 10-yard line. I think actually inside their 5-yard line. The first drive started at the 4. This one will start at the 5.
That's right.
Yeah, New Orleans defense was basically suffocating on the last drive, forcing St. Louis to punt deep in their own end zone. But Johnson's going to swing it out to Ajalani, who makes the catch, gets the 1st down, but did not go out of bounds. St. Louis is going to either have to clock it. They should clock it right away. Don't lose any more time. They will. 50 seconds left. New Orleans have a strong lead here, 11-point lead, trying to end their 6-game losing streak and enter the offseason on a high note. St. Louis wants to keep their their winning streak is currently at 2, trying to make it to 3, but they need a miracle in the worst way. Trips to Johns' right. Single back in the backfield. Johns will throw the out route. Ajalani makes the catch, but does not go out of bounds. Unfortunate mistake by him. Make this 30 inches with 30 seconds left. They're going to go ahead and throw it. Not the pass you wanted, but at least to stop the clock. But the time management here on this drive, unfortunately, hasn't been successful. Flynn was the intended receiver, didn't make the catch.
Yeah, pretty much got to go for it again here on 4th down. Just, to try to playing for pride right now. You got to go out and try to put up some more points to make this a little bit more of a tolerable game.
I think they might be running, which could effectively end this game. Nope, they're going to throw it. Swing past Dawson. If he gets the 1st down, get out of bounds. And he does. Yeah. The clock stops with 27 seconds left. So that will extend this drive. We'll see if St. Louis is going to air it out now with only 27 seconds left.
What a season it's been. It kind of flew by. It feels like it just kind of started, but it's been a great season. Bunch of great games have happened this year.
Ooh, oh, what a play by Noah Johnson. He gets
Wow.
tackled there. Yeah, this has been a great season. Playoffs will start soon with the wild card still be undecided. We'll find out who will make the playoffs by the end of the week's action on Tuesday, as that outside slant is incomplete. 8 seconds left. And Steven, after we're done here, we have to meet on Tuesday night. You ready for that game?
I'm beyond ready, man. Oh, I didn't even reference it, man. Yeah, I got my game jersey on. I'm super pumped for this game. I mean, it's pretty much a must-win for QCC. So we definitely look forward to try to put a whooping on you guys.
Well, hopefully we can keep that from happening. We'll see on Tuesday. It's third
And
down.
best of luck, my friend. You guys are a tough matchup, and you've had a great season. We're not taking this game lightly at all. But we're coming out. We're trying to go for the throat.
We'll see what happens on Tuesday, but that is the ball game. And New Orleans ends their 6-game losing streak, winning it 24-13. And Steven, what a way to start their offseason on a high note. Congrats to New Orleans getting the W and ending that 6-game losing streak.
Yeah, something positive to go into the offseason. For the Gladiators, losing the last week, but you had the 2 wins. Your team looks really good. The late season transitions that you guys did, as far as with your coaching staff and how everything is shaking out, that stuff's really working for you guys. I think you got a great team. Some of your players I really look at as being really good, and I think you can build around those guys. And wish you the guys the best of luck. And your positive improvements have been noticed league-wide. The Pharaohs, I mean, you guys struggled this season, honestly. Everybody can kind of see that. I think even your own team would admit that this wasn't the kind of season you envisioned for yourself. But I still think you have a great core of players. I think, I really like Logan Jack, and of course Xander Gold and Deezer Powell is a great dynamic, duo there. And Rolman Hood is great. Tate Bennett's great. Levon Irvine's great. I mean, you guys got something there. You just had a down season. So, tonight was an example of what your team can do. So build on that and go into next season as a better team.
Now, who do you think would be today's player of the game? We saw the stat line. I was originally thinking Xander Gold, but since he only
Rolman
had,
Hood, man.
yeah, I think Rolman
Rolman
Hood
Hood,
could be the guy that gets the player of the game.
a
In
rare
fact,
defensive player of the game.
his pick 6 was a huge difference. It wasn't
That
for
was
that.
the key point. That's why I think it's going to be. It's because of the pick 6.
Right. It wasn't for that. It will be a 2-point ball game at this point.
And that really allowed New Orleans to kind of play not as good as their offense can. Like having that pick 6, having that defensive touchdown kind of give your offense a little cushion to make some mistakes and maybe not play as well. I think really helped the Pharaohs in this one until the offense could figure things out, and then they kind of took over in the second half. But I think that, Rolman Hood, in my opinion, is player of the game easily.
Yeah, got the hat trick there. 3 interceptions. One of them was pick 6. And here is today's player of the game. Decided to give it to Deezer Powell. 6 receptions, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 14.7 per game.
They can hash that out in the locker room, I'm sure.
Well, everybody, for Cameron Irvine and Stephen Hacker, this is T-Roy Games. Thank you for tuning in. Please continue to tune in for the rest of this week's action. We'll see you later. Take care.